Hi, I'm David Bell. Poor Charles Garland, an affable reverend, respected by his congregations around Victorian New Zealand, destined to become a principal of the theological training institution. But he was pilloried by some laity and clergy. And Garland's ghosts continue to haunt the creaking, groaning institution of the Methodist Conference even today. It happened like this. Garland was given the honour of presenting the 1893 conference lecture. He called it The Bearing of Higher Criticism on Leading Evangelical Doctrines. It sounds as dry as dust, but it wasn't. Higher criticism sounds a big term, but really it is just a term. It means the reader has to consider a number of factors other than the open Bible in front of him or her. These factors might be: who wrote it? When was it written? What was the context of its times, and so on. In what ways is it true is also a critical question. Today there's a little army of biblical scholars worldwide who debate these and similar questions. In Garland's time, the size of the army was more like a platoon. That he brought all these problems into the open at a Methodist conference is his greatest legacy, and how he did it was quite superb. Like Jesus, many centuries before, he talked about a conversation he had had with a child, a Sunday school lad. Garland had asked the boy, how could we explain the two variant readings of a particular Old Testament story? Here's how it goes. In 1 Samuel chapter 16, 31 to 40, it's clear that Saul knew who David was. Here it is. Verses 55 to 58, it's clear that Saul doesn't know who David was. And here it is again. Garland puts the question to the boy. The boy replied, the documents of which the story was compiled had got mixed. The boy then, quote, directed me to the Cambridge Bible for our schools and colleges, unquote. I think that has to be the best line I've ever read in New Zealand Methodism, old and new. Garland not only introduced higher criticism to the conference, but also Charles Darwin and the truths of evolution. Well, I say introduced, but Darwin had been well and truly debated by Methodist clergy before 1893. It was just that Garland put it rather neatly. He called Darwinism, quote, faith's friend, unquote. It was red rag to the evangelical bulls. Well, I won't go any more into this remarkable speech. You can read more about it in the About section of this YouTube video. It's well worth having a look at. Join me next week when we look at how the incomparable Reverend William Morley handled the same issue of higher criticism 7 years later. And thanks for watching.